Yo guys, welcome back. And today, we're talking about one of the most awaited bug fixes in Blue Lock Rivals. This patch was long overdue and finally it dropped yesterday. Wednesday, April 23rd, bringing with it a bunch of much-needed improvements. Let's go through all the major ones, starting with the most important and game-changing updates. And trust me, you'll want to hear this. First up, fixed heel flicking then going to lobby and rejoining match, not allowing you to shoot the ball after. Now, this one? Absolutely crucial. This bug was tied to Say's dribble ability. You'd use it once, then try using it again after rejoining the match, and guess what? You literally couldn't kick the ball anymore. No left click, nothing. You'd be stuck, and the only fix was to fully leave the game. Finally, they patched it. Thank God. Next, something many of us were begging for. Fixed Say X Shido chemical reaction. This was actually a core gameplay issue. If you've ever tried to trigger a chem reaction with a teammate who had Shido on the field, you'd know what I'm talking about. The cutscene just wouldn't play, but now, fixed. Chemistry is back, so you can use it. Alright, moving on to another big one. Fixed Kaiser dribble freezing the user in place. So here's the thing. Kaiser's dribble ability is not supposed to stun when he has the ball, only when he doesn't. But there were moments where he'd freeze his opponent while still holding the ball, which felt totally broken. Now it's fixed. Kaiser no longer stuns while in possession, only without the ball. Exactly how it should be. Speaking of Kaiser, here's another major one. Fixed Emperor dribble being able to be used infinitely without cooldown. Apparently this wasn't intentional. But before the patch, players could just spam the Emperor dribble. It felt like Don Lorenzo all over again. Remember when he came out and people were just spamming Yo Michael? Yeah, that kind of chaos. Now it's finally on cooldown like everything else. Then there's a small but super annoying one. Fixed assists not counting for Easter quests. Yup. You'd make an assist, and it just wouldn't register for the quest. It's a mini fix, but a necessary one. They fixed Egg Hunt UI stacking and overlapping with other UI elements. If you ever had a cluttered screen during Easter events, you know how much this helps. Also, they fixed Kaiser stock inconsistency, where it showed 25k. Personally, I've seen this myself. Sometimes it would show 25,000 like nobody had pulled him, when clearly people had. Turns out, that was just a bug. Now it should be accurate. And here's one I never experienced, but sounds funny. Fixed Night Spirit emote being heard in the game and the whole lobby. Imagine spamming an emote and everyone in the match hearing it. Must have been chaos. Another emote fix. Fixed Emperor's Stance emote using the Night Spirit animation. So if you bought the Kaiser emote and it looked weird, now you know why. This next one? Super important. Fixed Don Lorenzo Golden Defense causing the user to be frozen. Originally, I thought this was part of his ability, that he's supposed to stun, but it turns out the freeze duration was actually bugged, and you'd be frozen for way too long. Thankfully, that's been adjusted. Here's a nice quality of life fix. Fixed being unable to equip an unequipped Kaiser Easter skin. I don't personally have that skin, but it's good to know it works now. One of the more visual bugs. Fixed Corona ult breaking the map visually. Yeah, the whole map would turn purple after his ult. It made it really hard to play, especially when things got intense. Visual clarity is important. Now it's fixed. Now let's quickly run through some of the smaller bugs that were fixed, but still very impactful. Ball getting stuck at the top of the stadium map. Leaderboard not showing all players heel flick plus beanchus, permanently stunning the user in place. NEL Isagi Demon King cutscene camera, breaking Karasu's crow theft, freezing the user. Kaiser cutscene showing different POVs for everyone on the field. All of that, gone. And these are bugs you might have definitely seen before. Fixed if someone resets or leaves the game during Say's cutscene, the user being permanently frozen. Using Emperor dribble in the GK box, increasing your hitbox. Crazy, right? That's been adjusted now. Corona 1 to 2, giving users a permanent speed buff. That was never supposed to happen, but it did. Glad that's gone. And here's something I tested just today. Fixed say arm swipe not stealing the ball. Honestly, still doesn't work. I used the swipe point blank, directly in front of someone. They didn't lose the ball, even followed it up with a slide tackle. Nothing. So yeah, I don't think that one's completely fixed yet. And finally, my least favorite bug of all time. Fixed Yukimiya street arrows not showing and couldn't be controlled. His dribble cutscene was impossible to aim because you couldn't even see where the arrows were going. Now that's fixed, finally. It should feel smoother to play him again. So that pretty much covers all the key fixes from the recent patch. There are a lot more listed in the official Discord server under the Updates tab, so check it out if you want to see everything. But let's talk about what's next. As many of you know, the next update is coming very soon, and it'll bring NEL Bachira into the game. We're expecting a new style, a new flow, and hopefully chemistry reactions with Otoya, which would make a lot of sense lore-wise. And after that, we're hoping for reworks to players like Rin, Aiku, and Ryo. Maybe after NEL Bachira, we'll get NEL Nagi with his own style. Also, keep an eye out for new skins, fresh animations, and an ending animation tied to the algorithm, 5K likes, and possibly subscriber goals. Now, before we wrap up, let's quickly talk about the next update coming to Blue Lock Rivals, NEL Bachira. So far, we don't have the full details yet, but here's what we know, or at least what we can assume based on leaks and previous patterns. It's pretty likely that NEL Bachira will be a mythic rarity card. And unfortunately, it looks like he'll only have 2 moves by default, with the third one being unlocked only through flow. Yeah, because currently, only world-class players get 3 active moves from the start. But there's still hope that NEL Bachira will play in a unique way. Maybe he'll have 1 set of moves when he doesn't have the ball, and a completely different set when he gets possession. Kind of like how regular Bachira's steal activates off-ball, and dash kicks in when he's holding it. If that's the case, it could open up some crazy playmaking opportunities, and bring a whole new flow to his gameplay style. Personally, though, I'd love to see more reworks instead of just new styles. There are some players we've been asking about for months, like Rin, Aiku, Ryo. They definitely deserve some love. Balancing out the old units would make the game feel fresh and fair without always chasing the latest character. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. It really means a lot. I hope this update breakdown helped you catch up on all the big fixes and what's coming next. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment with your thoughts on this patch. Did it fix your most annoying bug? Or are you still waiting on something? Also, let me know. Are you hyped for NEL Bachira or hoping for more reworks too? More content coming real soon, so stay tuned and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Peace.